In this video, we're going to take a look at a product made by Childbrite, the Science Habitat Center. With all the parts unboxed and laid out, now it's time for assembly. Now the unit came with two plugs, but we're going to use this one. Now generally you would put the plug in this side, but for this build we put it on the underside instead. Now that the unit is built, we're going to move on to creating a false bottom. The purpose of the false bottom is to allow excess moisture to drain from the soil. To make a false bottom, we're going to use these two products here, bought at any local hardware store, home and garden place. The first item is the white grid material, which is called an egg crate or a light diffuser. That will be the frame. And then the green item is a weed barrier product, and that's just going to hold up our soil so obviously it doesn't fall through the grids. With the false bottom now complete, we will add it to the Habitat Center. Now that the false bottom framework is in place, now is time to add the soil. For this mixture, I am using a combination of peat moss and cocoa fiber. When you do your project, you should avoid the commercial potting soils as they have fertilizers and other additives that will not be beneficial to your frogs. Now with the soil in place, approximately 3 to 4 inches deep, now we can start looking at adding some hardscape. In this case, I'm going to use these pieces of driftwood. But let's first take a closer look at the false bottom. You can see the plug. This will allow excess moisture to drain out of the soil and into the bottom. With the hardscape in place, now it's time to turn our attention to the plants that we'll be adding. I choose to order from an online source that supplies vivarium plants, for it is difficult for me to find these same plants at my local nursery. Now that it's fully planted, and we also put in some leaves for a leaf litter for frogs to hide in. So let's just spin this around and take a look at what we have done. Now when you get your plants in the mail, it may take a couple days for them to kind of spring back. So now the only thing left to do is to grab the spray bottle and give it a good spray. Okay, so we're going to spray this down, and she'll be ready in a couple weeks for frogs. If you have any questions on the build process, please leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching.